Hey, Chris Liepe here with why your high notes are either weak or forced, and you can't seem to find that balance that allows you to soar and float and at the same time still be powerful. Well, I have a very simple exercise you can do to train free power into your high notes. Before we get into this, you have to understand that all the time, forced, trapped singing is rooted in not understanding the fundamentals and nuances that you have to be aware of when supporting your voice. If you are unsure if you are supporting your voice efficiently, click the link below and join my free course. Or if you have joined it, take it again. And then the stuff that we're doing in this video is going to mean so much more to you. Also, while you're at it, click the other link below and download my full version of Incubus's If Not Now When. You'll really enjoy it. It's a full cover. And we're going to be using a line from that song as inspiration for the exercise I'm teaching you here. Most vocalists are faced with two not so good options when they try to attempt a line like what I'm going to play you in just a second. Option one, inch higher and higher until you start to get uncomfortably high in your chest voice, and then just keep pushing and hope you don't crack, or hope you don't break, or hope you don't burn your voice out right then and there. That's option one. Option two is push until you can't get any higher, and then voluntarily just switch over to head voice and sort of ruin the moment, because you really didn't want to do that note in a weak head voice, but you also didn't want to strain and feel weird when you're going higher. We've been good, even a blast, but don't you feel like something's missing here? All right, and then this next line here. Don't you that note, that's powerful. The whole time I sing it, doesn't sound strained. There's this sense of relaxation that you sense when I finally build up to that note in both instances, right? Even as I inch higher. The first giveaway here is that I'm giving myself release points as I build up to the note. We've been good. Right there. We've been good, even good. There's a little bit of head voice as I release out of that word. Listen again. We've been good. Right at the end of good. It's not just one engagement. It's not just chest voice engagement, even when I'm low right there. Good. We've been good, even head voice, chest voice. Now, listen how I get into the note. Don't you feel like something? Now that posture, thing, is a lot more like where I start on that higher note, right? But I am varying my placement, crowing, crying, twanging, something, as I approach the note. Dynamic placement as you climb keeps your voice loose and helps you resist being locked, which causes strain. Missing Now, how does that sound so simultaneously powerful and sort of relaxed? The key or the clue is right here. That little thing, it's like a mini crack. And then right there is the other clue. Listen to how after this little sigh, the quality of my voice relaxes even more. And then also listen as I slide up to this note. I'm on the verge of breaking or cracking there. But what I do in context is actually thin out the note by bringing the resonance back. I'm not belting and then holding that, hoping my voice doesn't crack. When I feel that my voice, when I start going up, when I feel my voice start to waver a tiny bit, I bring the resonance back a little bit and compress into it a little bit. And you get some like multitonal things happening a little bit in a very subtle way. Not just locked in, which I would get that uglier crack if I stayed there. It's being free to listen to your body as well as your notes and make these little adjustments that help you relax into a particular comfortable placement over a note, rather than just going, I want it to sound this way and I want to hit this note, and then realizing your voice flakes out because you can't maintain what you want to maintain. You're being flexible with your voice. Then I give myself a complete out and reset my placement with that little sigh. Brandon Boyd does this too, incidentally, in his version of the song. This allows me to further compress into it as I go. Okay, then this next line here. Don't you dare. Little mini sighs in there as well. And then I release into. So during the whole arc of this performance, in these lines in particular, I'm planning on, I've got a certain budgeted amount that I can belt on that note. I've got a certain budgeted, and because I have a certain budgeted amount, I know I'm going to need to pull that resonance back and lighten up the texture a little bit. Not being afraid to break, but being on the edge of that break and being okay with it. Then I know I can release into my head voice at the end of those phrases. So it's kind of like seeing the finish line and realizing, oh yeah, I can give it a little bit more because I know I'm going to be able to release. So I told you I had a simple exercise coming, but I needed to go through these lines to show you how cool the exercise actually is. We're going to get up to a belted, high, powerful note. We're going to hold it till we feel and start to hear our voice falter a little bit, and then we're going to intentionally throw the resonance back, then release into our head voice. And we're going to do this in sort of a repetitious sort of way so that we can start to understand how moving the approach around helps strengthen each approach within the exercise. Don't believe me? Try it. It works. We're going to say the phrase e, o. O, and O is going to be where we land on that belt. And then we're going to practice moving that resonance around there. Now, you need to find an area of your voice where you are at the top of where you feel like you can be powerful, and then go a little bit further so that you can find the area of your voice that this exercise is most beneficial and effective for you. Okay? Mine happens to be right here. Oops, he's going to lose it. Yeah, it's lighter, but it's cool. Then, as soon as I go back, I'm going to go to the ooh vowel, and I'm going to intentionally break into my head voice. Okay? Okay, I'm going to do this a few more times, but I'm going to be more deliberate about holding that belt until I feel my first little twitch that I might crack. I might lose it. Then I'm going to bring my resonance back, and then I'm going to intentionally go into head voice over the ooh. Let's try it in a different part of my range. Over time, I'll be able to hold that belted position longer because I know I can always throw it back temporarily to regain that lightness. So I'm not just plowing and going and belting on my chords. This creates stamina and power over time in those higher notes. Demonstration. Yeah! So you heard there was a little bit of crack there, but I was able to adjust and go back into it, much like you heard me do on the recording. That's why I was able to hold that note out for so long. It's because of those outs, those release points, the movement of resonance and placement that I can keep something going where I otherwise would have cracked. Be sure to check out this playlist of other recent discoveries I've made about successfully singing high, and download my Incubus cover and join my free course. We'll see you for more.